Welcome back to Underground Pulse, undergroundpulse.net. I am Jerica J.
And I'm Chilling.
And we are broadcasting live here from Rocklahoma 2014 with one of our favorite bands here, the Heaven's Basement. Say hi, you guys.
Hello. You've got a better microphone than me. I'm jealous.
Why don't we do some quick introductions?
I'm Chris. I'm the painter of the band currently. Just showing some on your desk. Yeah, I'm the drummer in Heaven's Basement.
I float.
You float?
That's what I do. I hover now. I've decided. I'm Aaron.
You've mastered the way of the flight.
Indeed. And I came here to play with your knobs and nuts.
Perfect. Now, we first heard of you guys when you guys came to Kansas City to play Rockfest last year. That was your first time in Kansas City, yes?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was the first time last May that we'd done like the US festivals, Rock on Range, Kansas, Rocklahoma, all that kind of stuff. So it's good to be back this year and see us a little bit further up the stages, you know.
Yeah, and that was your first time being at a festival in the U.S. then?
Kansas was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a huge introduction to US festivals. You know, I think there was like 40,000 people, 50,000 people there that day. You know, and to be one of 16 bands playing that festival was amazing.
What kind of expectations did you have for U.S. festivals?
We didn't really know because the European festivals are very much different to the ones over here. We tend to have like huge festivals that have like 100,000 people, but there's 6 stages and 200 bands playing. So you'll be playing and you'll clash with like maybe 4 or 5 other bands, whereas over here you don't clash with any bands, which is great, you know. So you get the potential of the whole audience to play to.
Oh, see, we think it's super noisy here. It must be really loud over there.
Yeah, we have some good festivals in Europe, but the US ones are great as well.
That's great. So, since you did it last year and you're going to be playing next week there.
Very excited, by the way.
What are you going to change about the performance?
Outfits.
Outfits.
We'll be coming dressed as flamingos.
Yes!
We feel like we've really stepped up on this year especially. Like, we feel like we've developed a lot as a band already on this album cycle. It's been like a 2-year cycle for us now. Mm-hmm. So, you know, a lot's happened in that 2 years. Everything that can happen in 2 years has happened to the band in a good way. So we've reached a place where we've got it pretty much down, our performance now on stage for playing this album and stuff. So it's going to be I'm interested to see how many people are going to come out and see us this year after playing last year where people didn't really know us.
Everybody had a great response to you guys. We've heard nothing but positive
awesome.
things.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see, you know, more numbers, which would be amazing.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
and you guys had your first single off the record was Fire Fire.
Yeah.
And then the next one's been Nothing Left to Lose.
Yeah.
Correct.
Awesome. Do you have any plans for another single for the
Nah,
album?
we've peaked. We're retiring after this.
Stopping at 2.
We're kind of playing it by ear at the moment. There might be a third single, but we're not quite sure. We're
Yeah.
going to see what happens because, you know, we're doing Europe at the same time as the States as well. So there's only so many days in the year to tackle the whole of the world. You know what I mean? And planes only fly so fast still. So
Unfortunately.
yeah, so we're trying to do what we can, and we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Are you guys writing new material while you're on the road?
We started getting ideas together for the next album, yeah, and we're going to actually start fomenting those ideas more over the summer. Start getting some demos recorded. Hopefully record a second album towards the end of this year. And maybe release that spring next year. We'll see. That's like just a real kind of rough kind of plan at the moment. You know, like I said, it all changes.
Right.
I'm excited.
And you guys have been touring for quite a long time. What do you do to unwind at the end of the day or in between shows?
Everybody else drinks. But like when our fridge isn't full of beer, generally the bus is pretty quiet. But it's like there was a guy the other day that came to a show. We were playing with the Pretty Reckless, and he was desperate to get his daughter on in. Like we get allocated X amount of guest lists, and we didn't know anyone. We know barely anyone in America. So this guy comes up to our tour manager and was just like, "Dude, like, do you have like any spare tickets? Can we get like any is there anything?" He was just like, "Well, actually, yeah, we've got like a bit of guest list that I'm sure we can spare." He was just like, "Oh, great, how much will it be?" And he was just like, sort of Luke pondered and was like, "No, we don't want any money, but maybe if you've got a bottle of vodka or something." It just so turned out that he owned a bar and in the back of his car had a load of vodka and just gave us 3 bottles of it.
Wow.
And that was entrance for his daughter. There you go.
Bartering system working for you.
Taking notes?
Now, I had a couple questions about the music video for Nothing Left to Lose. I saw playgrounds and military people. What was the whole insight behind that video?
The video, nothing left to lose. The video kind of. Yeah, tied up guns and all that. So we've done a few. He's forgotten. Old age, that. But
Since then.
yeah, like the video came. We basically put out like a load of sort of like shots at people. It's like, well, these are the people that we'd like to work with. Some of them got back to us, and some of them didn't.
That was like our first video, yeah. So we just literally like chose the craziest one to do. Yeah, let's get tied up in a desert and have some fun. Basically, it's like I don't really know what the meaning behind the tying up thing is, to be honest.
We were talking about how Nothing Left to Lose seems to be the perfect Memorial Day song. Or was that Fire?
No, that was that song. Like, even in the video, it kind of shows some military stuff going on. But even when you listen to the lyrics, it does seem like a theme song for this weekend.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
Obviously, you know, the crowd should like it. I mean, I love it. We love it.
If they don't like it, we are.
Talking about Memorial Day weekend, like I'm currently drawing one of our most famous military leaders, Winston Churchill, on your board right here.
That's really good.
If anyone asks, this is Sir Winston Churchill.
All right, now we know.
On your guys' Facebook page, it said you guys were risk takers. What's the biggest risk you guys have taken?
We once tried to get through like a whole pound of heroin.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That did not happen. Absolutely did not happen.
I was like, oh, this is going to be a great story.
Craziest things that I don't know. Our sound engineer Dave kind of gets the rap for a lot of things. We were doing a tour in Europe, and he ended up. Basically, we get like your little card thingies you put into the door, and he was given a number. And went to said, number in a hotel, but there were two next to each other, and he ended up in somebody else's hotel, and they've come in and been like, "What are you doing?" Like, so that was pretty funny. There's so many things happen on tour. We kind of forget, really, because we're always on tour. We've been out on the road since August 2012.
Wow.
Kind of not gone home much.
You guys missing home?
Yeah, I can't really remember what it is. It's been, like Aaron said, we're home so little. I think last year was 4 weeks in total that we was home for. But it's amazing, we're getting to do what people don't really get to do. We travel the world doing something we love. We play our music every night. Every night can be a Friday or Saturday night for us if we want. And it's people that come to the shows, it's their Friday and Saturday night. So we never lose sight of that. Do you know what I mean? It's a great time. Now I'm going to draw a picture of Henry VIII on your table. So.
That's going to be my favorite tablecloth ever.
Yes, I'll make more space for you.
Now, with you guys being so far away from home, are you guys traveling with your own gear? Did you have it shipped here, or are we using rental gear?
We're one of the very few lucky bands that have got a sterling record label behind us, Rebel Records, who have helped us out a lot with obviously travelling around, because obviously we're on the road all the time. So they've helped make it considerably more comfortable for us than a lot of record labels would do it. And by that I mean any record label.
Right.
And for us, luckily, we've got our own backline over here now. So things for us there's no real hardship. We've got it quite nice, which is with the amount of shows that we do, it's handy because slumming it in the back of the van, which is what we used to do. And sort of in the backs of cars and stuff like that. Over the course of 2 years, I'm sure would build up.
Seemed like a deep breath from all of that. Did you have any, when you first got here and started maybe using rental gear or anything like that, did you have any disasters where things maybe fell apart?
All the time.
Any
All the time.
gremlins?
Yeah.
Got any gremlin stories?
In terms of our show, there's shows where everything's falling apart. Drums, amps. Aaron will be lost in the audience somewhere, But those made the most interesting shows for us. We're not one of these bands who sticks to this is our set list. It's very scripted and it's all down. There's tapes and all that kind of stuff, backing tapes. We literally sketch out a set, which is usually in a similar order. Every night we're playing when we're on a run of shows. But in between songs and in the middle of songs, there's room for Aaron or Sid or whatever to go off and do whatever they want to do if it feels like there's a vibe to do that.
It seems like you guys like to have fun.
Yeah.
And that's always good to hear.
Yeah.
you guys had an open slot on Rockfest this last year.
Indeed.
And I believe you're playing main stage this year. Is that right?
I think second stage. It's the same stage again, just further up.
Yeah. That's good though.
Yeah. Definitely. I'd be worried if it was backwards and we was playing. We'd gone backwards.
It's like, wait a minute, what's going on?
We got bogged down to a trailer. What's going on here? All right. Did you have another question for him, Rachel? I know you've got a couple written down.
Yeah, I think we've gone through. What would you guys say is your best outlet for your music?
Sorry.
What would you say is your best outlet for your music? Is it?
It's just experience, like life experience for all of us, really. Taking things in around us. In terms of the songs we write, songs can be written about personal experiences we've all had throughout any point of our life, things we might see on our travels, anything that we might want to convey to people. Like Fire is a song about encourage, get out there and get off your ass and do something rather than wait for things to come to you. So, we've got songs that talk about the most darkest of subjects to the most light-hearted and fun subjects.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm having sex in a taxi.
Yeah, there's a song about having sex in a taxi. Yeah.
So you literally draw it from everything.
Yeah, we really do. Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of want to hear a song about having sex.
Well, that's the song "Jump Back" on our album. That is about having sex in a taxi in London, and then we've got a song called "Long Goodbye," which is actually about there's a guy, a friend of ours. He experienced like a death in the family of a young baby like a few years ago, and that's kind of related to that really. So that's a very sad song compared to "Jump Back."
Yeah.
Right. I have one final question for you guys.
What would you like to know?
Craziest fan story.
We have some pretty crazy fans, like in a great way. They're kind of mental. The weirdest thing for us, to be honest, was the first time we did our headline tours. We built up a pretty solid fan base in the UK, and it must have been like the third headline tour we did in, and there was like some girl we got out of the van and she just like burst out in tears, and I was just like, what have we done? We just turned out she liked the music, and I was like, well, that's kind of cute, so cool. Nice work.
Awesome, you guys. Well, thank you so much for stopping in. We're going to be definitely looking forward to new music this summer or fall, whichever it may be.
Great.
For those listening, definitely pick up Filthy Empire. Sorry, I almost lost the name for a second. And if you haven't checked out Heaven's Basement and you are in Kansas City, please come to Rockfest next week and check these guys out. You will not be disappointed.
We can't wait for Rockfest.
We are very excited.